Grand Risings, everybody. How's it going? This is your boy Jerry G, aka your man's Mr. G is International, and welcome to another episode. You feel me? I know I've been gone for a minute. You feel me? Lots been going on, man. You know, just life has been progressing and moving all in itself, man. You know, everybody having to deal with COVID and how it's been affecting everybody individually, including myself. Feeling like pressure to try to create and force stuff out has been overwhelming in itself. You know, missing my family. It's just been a lot, man. Feeling boxed in and trapped. It's been a lot. Even with all them shenanigans going on, I must say, your boy is very proud of himself, you feel me? I finally finished up that doggone college degree. I got me a nice little bachelor's in journalism and mass communication. So all hasn't been too bad, you dig? So it's feeling really good to just step back in front of the camera. I got this nice little G Master 16 to 35 on right now. I'm actually quite happy to have this lens too. If you hadn't noticed, man, it's so good for vlogging because it keeps this doggone lens so far from out my face. I love that. This by far is definitely one of my favorite lenses, man. A nice wide angle, man, can't ask for nothing better than that, especially as a vlogger, man. It has a nice 2.8 aperture, which means you get some nice crisp bokeh. The lens is also a G Master, which means it's a very top tier Sony lens, which means that John is also expensive, you feel me? And like I said, man, it's good for vlogging, man. It's good for those that like to step in front of the camera and that lens don't have to be so up close in your face, you feel me? Hey man, I really ain't even trying to stun or nothing, but I know y'all see this. I know y'all see that hair growth back there going on, you know what I mean? I know y'all see that top man bun going on, you know what I mean? And that little hang time, you know what I'm saying? Boy, your boy been grown, man. God, dog. Yeah, man, I wanted to get up out the city, spend some time out in the uppermost tip point of Qatar, man, North Qatar. And that's exactly where I'm at, man. So just in general, a few facts about North Qatar. Well, one, North Qatar is literally, as the name implies, it's the northern tip of Qatar. Two, because it's the northern tip of Qatar, it's surrounded by water. You will literally find beaches upon beaches upon beaches. And because there's literally water everywhere, you could assume that that was probably one of Qatar's main hubs back in the day. You see, back in the day, before the big oil boom in Qatar and oil was discovered, Qatar was relatively known for the fishing and pearl trading industry. They would literally dive for pearls and trade their pearls. That was their big money maker. So it was advantageous to them to be surrounded by so much water. So to this day, actually, you can still go to places like Al Khor, which is still in the North Qatar area. You can see their Corniche. You can see the D House still riding the area, still moving and grooving just like how they used to. You can see the fish market where they be collecting the fish. I mean, it's nice to just get out of Doha, get out of the city, and explore more of the country. You could drive so far north of Qatar that you could actually get to the border of Bahrain. Now, I'm not gonna suggest you cross that border, nor am I gonna say what's gonna happen when you cross that border, but I do know it's pretty dope to be able to drive as far north as you can and literally see a sign sitting right there, and you can literally look over and see Bahrain sitting right there. It's pretty dope if you ask me. And it's also home to a World UNESCO site, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. I feel like anytime you travel anywhere, these are all things that you're looking for to kind of go dig into the country's, you know, culture and history, you know what I mean? So again, I just figured why not do it in my backyard while I can. So yeah, I got a whole UNESCO World site sitting behind me in Fort Zubarah. I don't know if y'all can actually tell, but it's this nice little sunrise going on back here. So not only did I think it was a cool idea to come see this fort, but also catch the sunrise to go along with it. And boy, let me tell you, this thing is nice. And with golden hour touching it just ever so nice, that thing is fire. Let's talk about this fort for a little bit, right? So, fairly young fort, built in the 20th century, 1900s time frame, 1938 to be exact, was very prominent in Qatar. This fort is what you would consider a typical Arab fort back in the day. It had some pretty thick walls, which made sense back then. Keep the ops off you, as well as keep the room inside the fort fairly cool. And yeah, man, it was just built to protect the city. So I'm thinking we'll do 20 seconds, maybe 30, 45 seconds at most. All right, I ain't gonna go crazy. But yeah, I go about 20 to 45 seconds of B-roll. The kid kind of likes B-roll, man. So this way I can give y'all a good feel of what this thing is looking like on the outside. Then we gonna pack it up, we gonna move on, and then I'm gonna show y'all a little bit more of North Qatar, man. Come rock with the boy, man. back, man. We actually in another spot out here in North Qatar, man. We actually right now at the Arsan Café, literally right at the tip of North Qatar. It actually used to be an old police station that they took and converted to this cafe. Again, advantageous to have security and law enforcement and things like that out here for your local fishermen and your pearl divers that was out here working in the area. I think one of the dope things about this actual cafe is that ain't too many cafes all the way at the tip of North Qatar out here. So if you're trying to get you a little sandwich, you know, quick little coffee, some tea, some refreshments, or just chill out and vibe out, man, this is a dope little spot. Obviously, we're living in different times, man. Generally, when you come out here, you can find a whole bunch of people out here. You know, they have your tables and your little chair sit up so you can come out here, you know, do a little bit of work, you know, be on your peaceful, calm type stuff, pull out the laptop, listen to a podcast or whatever. Actually, right now, they don't have that. They do allow you to come get your coffee and your little pastries and sandwiches like that, but they don't necessarily have the space for you to sit down. You really kind of got to use your imagination if you want to come out here and find a place to park. Me, this is my spot. And what's interesting about this spot is that it's literally directly in front of the Ruwais beach. Like I said, I think one of the cool things about being out in North Qatar, man, is that it's surrounded by so much water. Qatar in general is just surrounded by so much water, but being out in North Qatar, you can really see it and you can really get close to it. I literally parked not too far and I could walk right up to the water and just kind of kick it. You know, if you're in the area and you time it right, and please time it right, because if you come out here during the spring and summer months in the middle of the day, man, it is going to be hot, as you could tell. But if you come out here as the sun is going down, you know, you can find little spots, little duck away spots to where you can just kind of chill, you and a friend, or just by yourself, man. Pull up a chair, bring your own little foldable chair, and literally just watch the sun go down. To me, it's the dopest thing, man, to get as close as to water and watch that sun go down, or sun go up, depending on the type of person that you are. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pack up my thing. Sat out here long enough, read my book for a little bit, got some good little B-roll, took in the views. We're gonna go ahead and move to our next location, man. Let's do this. All right, man, here we are at our next location. It's actually a prehistoric, ancient, back in the time site. This here is the Jassasiya Rock Carving site. So to continue on the theme with this video, man, this rock carving site is actually still out here in North Qatar. From Fort Zubarah and the Arsan Café, I would say it's about a good 20 to 25 minute drive. Along with a number of spots surrounded by water out here in North Qatar, North Qatar also hosts and boasts a lot of historical places from the past. Like I keep saying, North Qatar was a hub back in the day for local Qataris. So it makes sense that there's a lot of historical old sites that haven't been touched, or places that people can come out and just check out how things were back in the day. Now this rock carving site, I ain't gonna lie, you probably ain't gonna get an idea of how people were living back in the day. The stuff out here is some prehistoric type stuff. Researchers themselves don't even know the time frame of these carvings that are found out here in these rocks. So as the name implies, this is actually a site where rock carvings can be found in a lot of stones and rock structures out here. The actual name that researchers use for them are called Petroglyphs. Now some of the carvings on these rocks are actually very distinct, and you can spot them out easily when you see them. You'll see carvings such as deep round holes in these rocks. You'll see carvings of boats. Don't know how those got there. And you'll see carvings of fish, amongst other things. Again, I have absolutely no idea how those things got there, but they are absolutely there. I really think one of the dope things about kicking it out in a spot like this is that there's literally no map, there's no directions, there's literally nobody out here. Well, I mean, it might be if you got a tour guide or something, but if you're out here by yourself, there's nothing out here to tell you where you should go to find these carvings. You're really on your own. It's really you, your eye, and your explorative, adventurous nature. I think this place is pretty dope also. If you're a person that's looking for a good hiking adventure, you know, Qatar doesn't boast too many places to where you can get out and go hiking, you know, mountains and hills and things like that. So a place like this, where the terrain is nice and rocky, little hills all over the place, it requires you to do a little bit of work to find these carvings, you know, getting high, getting low. So yeah, man, if you're looking for a place to do a little bit of hiking, work them legs and thigh muscles out a little bit, if you're looking to be on your extra explorative and adventurous type shenanigans, this rock carving site is actually a really dope spot to come out and do that. Like I said, man, for a brother like me, this is right up my alley. I really love looking at old, historic, prehistoric, ancient type things, man, just to kind of get an idea of what life like was back in the day. Like I said, you can't really tell nothing from these carvings, but I think it's just cool to know that at some point in time that there was some kind of human form, some kind of life being that was here way before my mama, your mama, uncles, aunties, the dogs, the cats, everybody. That there was something here, and their markings and the signs of them here are left on these rocks. Before we go on, let's talk a little bit about this NBA playoffs. First of all, no love to the Clippers. Absolute bums for dodging the smoke with the Lakers, trying to get themselves on the other side of the bracket. Since they did that, the Clippers are done. That's karma on their tail. And even if karma wasn't on their tail, they were gonna lose. Dallas gonna go ahead and get them boys on up out of here. Knicks and Hawks is going Game 7. To be honest, I don't even care who wins. I'm happy for both of those young teams, especially them New York Knicks. Even if they lose, man, they won in my book, and I'm sure to all of New York too. Phoenix, dang, that boy Chris Paul can't stay healthy for nothing. They out of here. But we knew that though, to be honest. It's unfortunate that the Suns had to run up against the Lakers in the first round, but provided they healthy and the chemistry is floating, time has taught me not to bet against Bron, so sorry CP. Nets versus Bucks, that's really gonna be the NBA Finals. And man, oh man, I must say it still tears my soul up to know that the light-skinned assassin Stephen Curry did not make these playoffs, man. I don't want to hear nothing nobody got to say. If it wasn't for this play-in tournament, my man would at least had the 7th and 8th seed. Y'all better watch out next year, man. He came out and showed y'all. This was the revenge tour. Next year when we at full strength, hey man, y'all better watch out. Hey Kawhi, you seen what Stephen Curry did out there in Golden State. You're an unrestricted free agent. We got Clay coming back next year. Hey man, you know what time it is, Kawhi. So yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoy what y'all see here at this spot, man. We actually getting ready to wrap up and go ahead and move to the next location, which I think is gonna be a pretty dope spot, man. Come continue enjoying the day with the kid, man. Come on. So here we are at our next location. Man, if y'all could, man, I would appreciate it if y'all could let me know in them comments what y'all thinking about this B-roll that I got going on right here. You know, I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but I must say, a brother loves some well-done B-roll. Now, if you know anything about B-roll, you know, the purpose is just to give you a more in-depth, up-close, and personal feel at, you know, an area, a person, an object, an item, just so you can feel like it's right in front of you. So that's why I really get into B-roll. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the B-roll in that section and in the overall video. Now, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, gee, where the hell are you at? You got all this space stuff and all these buildings in the background. Where in the absolute hell are you? Right now, I'm in the old ghost town fisherman village of Al Jumail. This ghost town village in itself, it's actually an old site, man. It's actually an old historical archaeological site that they're constantly working on out here. So when I found out that this spot actually existed, it was actually somewhere I wanted to spend time. Again, I don't know what it is about me, but I have this thing about old historical things that I can go put my hands on. You know, I have a love and I'm very interested, and I'm always thinking about, you know, how were they living back then? They obviously didn't have Wi-Fi back then, so how were they handling business? What were their methods of communication? You know, there's all these things that are always on my mind, you know, when I'm thinking about how people live. It's literally an old site to where you can drive through or get out your vehicle and walk around and just take in the scenery and really get an idea, or use your imagination just to see how these people were living back then out here in North Qatar. If you know me, you absolutely know Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite games, right? I'm actually playing the Valhalla version right now. Don't give me too many spoilers. Don't let me know nothing in the comments, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to make my way through the game, but Assassin's Creed really is one of my favorite games. And the reason it's one of my favorite games, man, is because they always use history as their playground. So I'm always able to go in these games, go inside these forts, go inside these places, and use my imagination as well as the game's creative imagination to kind of get an idea and see how these people were living back then. It's fun just to use my imagination and be like, dang, this is what this village could have possibly looked like. This is possibly what they could have had in some of these villages. You know, shops, blacksmiths, regular trading shops, regular people living out here, fully functioning, operating businesses out here. It's really dope to just play with the mind and kind of think about stuff like that. And again, that's exactly why I'm here. So why this space? Why this area? Why did Qataris back then choose to live in a spot right here? Easy answer, y'all. It's because it's right by the water. This little ghost town is literally located steps away from the ocean. So that right there should let you know, if it's literally steps away from the ocean, like I told you earlier, it was advantageous for people living in the North Qatar to be surrounded by so much water because they were big in the fishing and pearl diving industry. Up until that big oil boom happened, the pearl diving industry was a big money maker. How nice would it be to be able to just walk a few steps towards the ocean, go handle your business, trade in your goods, and get paid? It makes the most sense. Plus, I can't argue with the man, woman, kid, dog, cat, cow, whatever that chooses to live on a doggone coast. That is fire. So again, it makes sense to why you would want to come out here. If you're a tourist, if you're a local resident, if you live here, if you're a local Qatari, man, I think it's so dope to dive down history and check out its past and just to see what things were like or could have been like before what we all know Doha, made and poppin' became. So just a few more things about this little ghost town area. The name in itself, Al Jumail, it derives from an Arabic word meaning beautiful. They used to grow nice long trees around here, keep it nice and shaded along with the thick walls on a lot of these buildings that were out here to keep heat out and keep it nice, cool, and insulated on the inside of their houses as well as within the community area. It's about 15 minutes away from Fort Zubarah. Just like Fort Zubarah, this little ghost town right here was actually inhabited back during the 19th century and the 20th century. Now, the one thing that's still standing here is the mosque. A lot of the buildings, homes, wherever they was trading out of, a lot of them are just rubble, dirt, gravel now. But the one thing that they make sure to still take good care of is that mosque here. And finally, man, what I think is probably the best thing about this place is that if you come here at the right time, you can witness golden hour and you can witness a nice little golden sunset falling right over the ocean. Man, it's very, very, very beautiful. If you have not had the chance to experience that, you know, even if you don't come out here and actually take in the architecture and you take in the ghost town, but if you want to, you can easily drive up to the edge of the ocean in your vehicle, sit down, pull out a chair, pull out a book, pull out your cell phone, do whatever you gonna do and just vibe out while the sun goes down. And trust when I say that sunset, boy, that thing is something to behold, man. So since that sunset's so nice, I figure I end my day doing just that, catching the sunset right here by the Persian Gulf out here at Al Jumail. Like I said earlier, man, one of the things that make the Al Jumail ghost town so special is that it's sitting right here on the water. It's literally sitting right here alongside the Persian Gulf. And what makes it so nice, man, is that nice, crisp, golden sunset. I mean, it is really, really nice. I've seen some wild sunsets before, but I don't think nothing beats a sunset to where you can literally pull your truck right up to the water and just chill out and catch that sun going down. While we're out here, man, for my photographers, videographers, bloggers, vloggers, whatever you want to call yourself, for those that like to come out here and shoot them nice, fancy sunrise and sunset photos, man, here's some things that can help you out for sure. Probably one of the most important things when shooting a sunset or a sunrise is just making sure you got ample time and that you're here enough time prior to go time. So for me, anytime I'm shooting a sunrise or a sunset, I always like to be here at least an hour and a half to 2 hours early. That gives me enough time to set up equipment, finish any last minute preparations, as well as being able to find the right spot that suits me. It also might be beneficial to have a nice little polarizer on you too. For those that don't know, polarizer is simply something that you put on the front of your lens cover. You can put this on your DSLR, your mirrorless camera, your drone, your iPhone. Anything with a lens can take a polarizer. But the main function of a polarizer is to simply reduce some of the reflection from the light in the water, as well as knock out some of the severity and harshness that is produced by the light. I actually got an ND4 polarizer on my lens. You don't always need a polarizer, but just to be on the safe side, I decided to include mine. Trust me, you can come out here without a polarizer and shoot this stuff perfectly fine. Also, instead of just waiting for that opportune moment to get the sunset, make sure you stay a little bit before and a little bit after sunset. If you come before, you'll get what's called golden hour, to where that sun is shining nice, bright, them golden colors illuminating everything. After sunset, you get what's called blue hour, and you get that nice little pinkish color in the sky. Don't run away too quick, man. Sit there, enjoy the moment, man. It's about taking in the vibes, man. Make sure you catch everything and as much as possible. You'll really get some dope pictures and you'll really get some dope footage if you just sit out here and enjoy all of it. There's numerous apps, both free and paid, that will help you pinpoint the proper time of when
golden hour, blue hour, when the sun is going to set and when it's going to rise. Those apps will also do things like let you know how clear the skies will be and how much light will actually be shining down on your area. Make sure you pay attention to those apps, man. Make sure you get you one of those apps, man. They're very helpful, so you're not just out here guessing. Next thing you know, you wake up too early for sunrise or you will come out too late for sunset. So yeah, man, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna set up some gear. We're gonna get some real good shots. The light is extra golden and crisp right now. We're gonna get some solid shots, man. And yeah, let's do this. Alright, man, hope y'all like that. I think we got some pretty decent shots though. I'm hoping y'all was able to get a good feel for the vibes, the sunset, and the area, and how it look around this time of the day, man. As you can see, man, we're in the moment past sunset. Look behind me, that sun is completely gone, but it leaves those nice colors back there. Again, if you're out here, don't just run when that sun is gone. That sky leaves some nice orange, pinkish, blue type colors, man, especially during blue hour, man. Make sure you're catching the full thing and not just wasting your time for 20 minutes. Oh, and my advice for next time, man, don't wear your good shoes out here. It's sand and dirt everywhere. You don't want to be like me and have the Kyries out here in the sand and in the water. So just a word of advice, don't bring the championship pack Kyries out, you feel me? Before I get on up out of here, man, I just want to take a few seconds to shout out a few black businesses that are near and dear to my heart. One, Phoenix Simone, the brand. If you need you a spiritualist, if you need you a yoga instructor, somebody just to talk to you and pump life and energy into you, that's the brand you definitely need to check out. Go ahead and check the description down low. That's where her link for her Instagram will be at. Please, you won't be disappointed. Go check her out. I also want to give a big special shout out to my guys over there at MK Merch. As you can see, I always got the apparel on. It's a black-owned clothing brand. Y'all go check them out just like Phoenix Simone. I'll leave the description and their Instagram link down below. And finally, man, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Illy Steesberg. I've known my man since high school back in South Cac, you feel me? He finally dropped his debut solo project, man.
Best never late then.
Go ahead and pick that up on all streaming services, on all DSPs, and just like the other businesses, man, I'm gonna leave a link to his Instagram in the description below. As far as this entire video goes, man, I'd appreciate it if you let me know everything that you think in the comments below. Also, while you leaving a comment, please go ahead and follow your boy on Instagram at GIsInternational. Hey man, I really hope y'all had a good time kicking it with me and enjoying the day and seeing another part of my life out here in Qatar, man. If you got some time, please go ahead and hit that bell for the notifications. Go ahead and subscribe to your boy on YouTube. Same name as the Instagram, at GIsInternational. And until next time, G out.